At BrightStar, our team is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to provide service and care whenever it's needed. For our entire team, the commitment is simple. We'll be there anytime, any place.
Bill has been slowly becoming more and more disabled over a period of 11 years. And we thought we were doing all right. I was taking care of him, and he used the walker to go to the bathroom and such. And he fell. And he cut his head. And he was in the hospital. And his doctor called, and he says, "You're going to have to do better than what you're doing. That he has to have more care because he's just going to continue to fall. His back will no longer support his body." And they had admitted him under observation. So he didn't qualify for rehab or anything. So they brought him home in a med vac and set him in that chair. He couldn't stand, couldn't walk. So anyway, the social worker came through community nursing, and she tried to get me help through the agency that they worked through. And they had no one available. And my son, who I was just talking about, had his offices above BrightStar. And I think he kind of knows your husband from something else that they worked on, some children's organization or something. And so he said to me, "I'm just going to go down and talk to Judy and Jim and see what they can do to help you." And because he came and helped me get him to bed and get him up and all that kind of stuff. And so Judy came over and talked to us and explained their program. And of course I knew nothing. I didn't even know anyone who had had this type of program. And she brought me a nice folder with a lot of written information in it and told me basically how they operated and how they billed, and just gave me a general idea of the kind of services that they gave. And so I think we started out with one caregiver. He came once a week. At that point, Bill was still using the walker, but you had to walk with him. Hang on, hands on. And we had a caregiver came on Friday for 3 hours. And I would go to the hairdresser and do my grocery shopping. Then Bill fell again. And we were in the hospital, and we were in the rehab. And then during that time, I called BrightStar and said, "I have to have more help. I can't do this anymore by myself." And at present, I have help 3 times a week as a caregiver to shower and wash his hair. And then I leave when she comes. And so she gives him his cereal and his meds and just hangs out with him until I get home. And now, since Thanksgiving, I've had someone come every morning and get him up and dressed. He's just weaker, needs more help. That's my story. You wouldn't leave somebody in good faith if they're not independent. He couldn't get to the door. He can't. And so I'm really confined. I'm really, isolated. And it's just that sometimes you want to do something, and, my hairdresser fell and broke her ankle and had to have surgery on it. So my appointment was canceled both Fridays, but the first Friday it was canceled. I went to the mall. I haven't been to the mall in so long. I said to her, she said, "What are you going to do today?" And I said, "I think I'll go to the mall. I want to see the decorations. I want to hear the singing and see the crowds." Well, there were not a crowd. But it was just, I didn't have anything I had to do on that Friday because I wasn't going to the hairdresser. And I tried to do my groceries so I didn't have to go to the grocery every time I have an hour. So I just went to the mall, Every single caregiver I've had, when they greet Bill, it's like they've known him all his life. They "Hello, Bill, how are you today?" And it's just, they're all they're all just very well versed in being friendly and warm and putting you at ease or something like that. And Indre is very good. She'll ask Bill, what do you want for breakfast today? What kind of cereal do you want? You know, and are you ready for more coffee? And she lets him have a little bit to say. She lets him do what he can in the shower. He has a, handheld shower thing which she controls, but he has a brush and she lets him wash as good as he can on his own, and she encourages him to do what he can for himself. So I have no complaints. I think if I did, I probably would be.
Right.
I'd be verbal. I'm not bashful. I didn't know what to expect. I've never been involved in this. No one in our family has been involved in anything like this. So this was just, something that I had to have. I had to have some kind of help. And we started small, and it has worked up to this level, and, I don't know. I want to keep Bill home. That's my primary goal, is that Bill will stay home. And as long as he knows me and where he's at, I want him home. And so I have to do whatever we need, when it gets more than I can do, then you're going to have to have more help,
But being able to stay home was very important
Well,
to you.
It's his home too. And when you provide a nice home for your family, why should you be put in a nursing home? If you need nursing care, that's up, I mean, when he was in rehab, I can't praise them enough. I mean, they could get him from not standing to walking to walking. Their rehabilitation is wonderful. He was at DuPage. And their rehabilitation is wonderful. He's been there 8 times. But I don't want him in a nursing home.